I'd like to talk to you about sports such as football, basketball, soccer, wrestling, hockey, really contact sports. And what's happening is that players in these sports are getting a lot of concussions. And a concussion is when the brain hits the inside of the skull, and that can cause swelling and bleeding and many other symptoms and diseases such as, memory loss, brain deficiency, paralysis, and even Alzheimer's disease. So, I was reading in the paper about a hockey player, and his last name was Lilja, and he got into another fight with a hockey player from the other team, the Nationals, and that hockey player's name was Webster. Webster and Lilja got in a fight, and Webster kept beating on Lilja and punching him, and Lilja was in a lot of pain. So when he went to the hospital, the doctor was checking on him, and he found that he had a lot of bleeding in the brain. Now, that happened last February, and he still can't play because of all the pain that he has in his head and the headaches that he gets. There's another person who played football, and he played for a really long time. He was really famous, and his last name was Webster. He was really famous. He had 4 Super Bowl championships. He played for about 7 or 8 years, and he was even inducted into the Hall of Fame. He then retired, but later in life he had brain deficiency and other problems, and he kept forgetting things that were happening. Eventually he died when he was 50. But I was reading the newspaper, the Detroit Free Press, and they were saying that the number of people who were playing these sports, football, soccer, hockey, the sports that have a lot of contact, they were saying that around 3.8 million players are getting concussions. And, it can really cause a lot of problems later in life. It can really mess things up, and memory loss and Alzheimer's. And so a lot of doctors are starting to talk with coaches and players and try and come up with different ways to give the information to the players about concussions so that they know more about what can happen now and what can happen later in life. And what they're really trying to do is prevent players from having these issues later.